Expected to weaken, but the threat of tornadoes and flooding remains overnight and into tomorrow as the storm pushes into Mississippi.
You're watching Local News Live. I'm Camila Rueda.
And I'm Graham Olkin. Speaking of Mississippi, this is a look at Biloxi's Gulf Coast, courtesy our station WLOX. Thousands of people in Louisiana's coastal areas are under evacuation orders as floodwaters have slowly started to creep up there. Widespread power outages is also expected to be a big problem tonight.
Local News Live meteorologist Sandra Brogan has a look at Francine's track.
Even after making landfall, we'll still have that potential for some strong winds across southeastern Louisiana up into Mississippi and also right around Mobile, Alabama. In fact, hurricane force winds still possible where you see that darker pink shading outside of that orange shading showing that potential for tropical storm force winds. So as we take a look at this particular computer model where you see that red shading, that 74 mile per hour or higher winds possible, and that's hurricane force winds. So again, even after making landfall, moving over southeastern Louisiana, can't completely rule out that winds could remain that strong in some areas. But as we look ahead to tomorrow morning, moving into Mississippi, we'll see the potential for tropical storm force winds. I think those winds will weaken quite a bit as the system itself will weaken quite a bit as it continues to move over land and move northward. In fact, it is expected to become a remnant low as we look ahead to Friday, becoming post-tropical, I think, by Friday, but still bringing quite a bit of moisture to portions of the Mississippi Valley. Now, as we take a look at what we are anticipating the rest of tonight and also into tomorrow, we do have those flood watches that continue across Louisiana, also Mississippi, also over towards portions of the Florida Panhandle. We'll see that potential for some of these areas because we'll have those off and on heavy downpours with those rain bands that continue to work their way on shore. We could have as much as 4 to 8 inches of rainfall, not completely out of the question. We could see isolated spots of 10 to 12 inches of rainfall. So flash flood and urban flooding looking like a pretty good bet in some of these areas.
Thank you, Sandra. More from Sandra coming up in a bit. But first, the manhunt continues.